everyone, welcome to today's Facebook Live event. My name is Kelsey and I'm going to show you how to make skillet steak with mushrooms and onions and then a program-approved Bourbon Basil Smash. I'm going to show you what I have here. So for the drink, I have bourbon. You could also use kind of whatever bourbon rye you would like. This is just what I had. And then lemon juice, stevia, and then basil. This would also be a great drink to make if you have a lot of extra basil in your garden right now. Then for the skillet steak, I have this steak. I got this at Star Market, already thinly sliced. I'm just going to slice it into little strips. Mushrooms already pre-sliced, an onion, and then extra virgin olive oil spray. So this spray, looking at the ingredients, the only ingredient is extra virgin olive oil. This is the type of spray you'd want to get. Some sprays, even though they say extra virgin olive oil, it might have a little bit of canola in there. So just want to make sure when you're purchasing olive oil spray. I'm going to start by heating up the skillet I have here to high heat. While that's heating up, I'm just going to cut up the steak. So this package is about almost a pound. I would say it's 0.77. So looking at this, so for women when you're on the program, you want to have about 4 to 6 ounces of protein. For men, you want to have about 6 to 8. So this would be well over 2 servings. I would say, you could also weigh this out too if you wanted to. I'm just going to cut this super thinly. So probably into strips like this would be absolutely fine. While that's after this, I'm going to cut the onion. You could also use like probably steak tips if you wanted to, but this is what looked the best to me. So this recipe, along with hundreds of others, can all be found on the Awaken180 website. Search under program approved recipes, as well as this drink. If you make this recipe, feel free to comment below and let us know. We'd be happy to hear from you. Also, you could probably make this dish with mushrooms, zucchini, asparagus. This is just what kind of looked good to me today, so this is what I got. Mushrooms, you could also get them uncut if you wanted to as well. Onions are one of the vegetables that are what we call limited, just because they have a little bit more carbs in them. It is the outside of the onion that has a little bit more sugar. So you want to make sure when you're cooking these, you don't cook them down too much so that they're caramelized. That means that all of the sugar is broken down. So for this, I would just cook them really quickly so that way they're not caramelized. And you want to limit onions to 2 cups per week. I'm going to take a look and see how this is doing. It's definitely starting to get pretty hot. What I'm going to do, move all my ingredients. So this is my cut up steak. Looks super good. What I'm going to do is spray the skillet with some extra virgin olive oil spray. You want to make sure that the skillet is nice and hot. So just to let you know, I'm probably going to cook each side for about a minute and then take it off the skillet. So it will go very quickly. Also be careful of the splashing of the oil and you don't get any on yourself. So I'll let that cook for about a minute. I'm just going to add some salt and pepper. I'm going to use Himalayan pink sea salt. Alright, so now I'm going to flip sides for these. It's already pretty well cooked. You could always add a little bit more steak, but I feel like this is just easier to manage, just cooking a little bit at a time. I'm going to take these off the skillet. This is kind of what it looks like so far. I'm going to eventually add all this back in so it hasn't cooked fully all the way yet. Turn down the heat so I let it kind of cool off for a little bit. Then I'm going to respray and add in the extra steak. Let that cool for a second. I'm going to take the steak off of this so then I can cut up the onion. This definitely gets a little bit smoky, so if you have a fan, I would definitely turn it on. Alright, while I'm washing this, I'm going to stick this over here and cut the onion. Same thing with the onion, you can definitely feel free to cut it however you'd like. I'm just cutting it into rounds, I feel like it's the easiest way. Take out the outer layer. You can also feel free to omit the onions if you don't enjoy them, it's totally up to you. So then I'll just cook the little rings like that. I'm going to cook the rest of the steak. This will be definitely nice and hot. I'm going to respray with my extra virgin olive oil spray. If you're just tuning in, I'm making skillet steak with mushrooms and onions. This is a program-approved recipe, and I'm also going to make a Bourbon Basil Smash, which is a program-approved alcoholic drink beverage, which is perfect for warm summer days like this one. If you make any of these recipes, feel free to let us know. We love to hear from you. If you have any questions about the programs, about this recipe, please let us know. I'm just going to turn this down a little bit. It's definitely getting really hot. This recipe, start to finish, should take you about like 10 to 12 minutes. Super easy weeknight dish. You'll definitely have to clean your stove after this. Alright, so this looks good. I'm going to take off the steak. Put it right onto this plate here. I am going to lower the heat just a little bit. Now I'm going to take my onions and I'll move my mushrooms over here as well. I'm going to do another spray just to be on the safe side. I'm going to cook the onions for about a minute or two. You want to make sure, like I was saying before, to make sure that they don't caramelize. So just cook them quickly, just so they get a little bit of color. I'm just going to separate these here, make it a little bit easier. I feel like these onions are very slippery. Okay. Season with a little bit of salt and pepper. As you can see, the onions are cooking very quickly. You want them to have this nice little bit of color, but you don't want them to get too cooked down when they're really, really thin and like a lighter dark brown color fully. When they're really, really transparent, that's when you can tell that they're caramelized fully. Look really good. I'm going to take them off and put them on the same plate as the steak. I'm gonna add everything back together. Okay, so now the heat is on medium. I'm going to add in a little bit more olive oil spray. It's most of it cooked off. I'm going to take these mushrooms, throw them right onto the skillet. I'm gonna cook these for about a minute or two. Mushrooms cook very quickly. Great. I'm going to leave that there. While that is cooking, I'm going to show you how I'm going to make the Bourbon Basil Smash. Move all of this stuff away. Okay, in my cup I have a bunch of ice, some fresh basil that I am just going to stick this a little right here. Pop right in here. We're going to do 3/4 of an ounce of fresh lemon juice. I have a measuring thing right here. You can definitely feel free to free pour as well. I feel like this just makes it easier for me. Then I'm going to do 1.5 ounces of bourbon. This is kind of where you can decide if you want to make it really sweet, not so sweet. I'm probably going to do 2 droppers. Then I'm going to take this on top, shake it up. Then I'm going to use this so that way I can pour it over this. And then I'll add in a little bit of rice. Bourbon Basil Smash. It looks and definitely smells really good. I'm going to take a peek at the mushrooms. They're definitely getting nice and cooked. That color looks awesome. I am going to go ahead and add everything back in. Have that nice sizzle sound. So this would be a great dish to serve over cauliflower rice. That's probably what I'm going to do tonight for dinner. So everything is all cooked. I'm going to turn this heat off. And here you have the skillet steak dinner with a bourbon basil smash. I hope you love this recipe, and please comment below and let us know if you make this. Hope you have a great day.